is a thing lurking in the dark, haunting our abandoned places in shadow. We see it even though we do not know it. We sense what cannot be sensed, and it ensorcels us. It is our fear. The 1930s came off the end of the roaring 20s, 12 years after World War I, the war that was believed to be the last war in history. Opulence and success is in the cultural consciousness. However, the 1929 Wall Street crash and the later Great Depression wiped away the notions of an eternal forever after of safety and security for the American people. The success of the market has also brought with it isolating forces of capitalist society. Those who need outreach connection with the community are least likely to gain it. The market makes the individual expendable, a part of a system that defines your worth by the exploitation of your labor. When the market goes bull, occupation is plentiful. And when the market goes bear, occupation is sparse. This instability shakes the 1930s as the Great Depression squashes the people of the United States. Soldiers of the First World War came marching home, traumatized, without occupations and little prospects. Immigrants of the Great War came as well, refugees with no prospects at all. Bigotry mounted, and immigration was strangled with the 1921 Emergency Immigration Act and 1924 Immigration Act, locking overall immigration to 2% of the 1910 census and banning many ethnicities from Asia and limiting Eastern Europeans. This xenophobia from the 20s has now metastasized, losing its previous context of worker conflict and struggle, becoming a fear of the other and its ability to surpass the people of the 1930s would see as their community. This is especially true through the lens of whiteness and masculinity. The insecurity of men fearing to be unable to be breadwinners terrifies the white man of the 1930s. Furthermore, this connects with the commoditization of women and objectification of women. If someone's affection is something bought through wealth and attractiveness, not created through communication, mutual respect, something or someone else could have more purchasing power than you. This is the world Dracula sprouts from, with all of the time's aspirations turning into ash in the population's mouth. Dracula is a foreigner that comes in the night. He disregards men other than to access women, domineering and abusing those he can reach. When Dracula consumes a victim, he looms over the smaller woman, using his size and weight to suppress her, presenting the same scenario as a sexual assault. Once influenced, these women will come to him, draped in white, freely giving their bodies to him. Dracula is opulent and exploits the humanity around him. His power makes him almost untouchable, and in London, despite his foreign origins, he blends in with the landowning wealthy upper class, an invisible threat sneaking in undetected. These themes of Dracula horrify 1930s America. Dracula is the personification of their fears. Dracula is a dangerous, sexually deviant immigrant with more power and wealth than the white man seen on camera. As Dracula succeeds again and again towards his goals, the posse of good guys are infantilizing and, without Van Helsing, completely moronic and incompetent. Every male character either infantilizes, predates, or inspects and observes Mina like an experiment, ignoring her cries for help, piercing through Dracula's control. John is particularly at fault for this. As Mina's fiancé, he is a pompous man, yet juvenile as depiction compared to Dracula. We see this best in the rejection scene of John, as Mina struggles against her corruption. John infantilizes and tries to control and take Mina away from the wardings protecting her. Worse still is her own father's response to John, arguing that she is still his daughter. implying that not yet is Mina his property. This sets John up, and he lashes out at Van Helsing, the man saving his fiance's life, whining that Van Helsing has driven Mina to hysterics. While this clown car is caught in a spat, Mina is in her nightgown, running outside on the lawn to embrace Dracula, letting him freely feed upon her body. What's so fascinating about this film to me is that it's released before the Hays Code, film censorship, affecting cinema. Dracula can be a cloak and dagger rebuttal to the bigotry of the time, while masking Dracula as an immigrant with all of America's stereotypes. Decades prior, Eastern Europeans, among others, were segregated ridiculous low immigration quotas. Dracula is the fear of these immigrants made manifest, outcompeting the white men, the good guys of the cast, and shining the darkness of the American people's hearts in on themselves.